Oh, Anna, I forgot to tell you.
What?
I'm in England.
Is it cold and miserable as you expected?
Au contraire, mon ami. Au contraire. It is absolutely boiling, scorchio, sweltering. I am roasting.
I heard that it's so hot that buildings in London are setting on fire.
Oh, shut up, please.
Spontaneously combusting.
Yes, exactly. All the grannies in the country have just set on fire at once. Let's not look into the details. Let's not ask any questions. But yes, it is getting a little bit dicey here in the UK. I mean, it's a little bit better now because the heat wave was yesterday and the day before yesterday. And we had like 37 degrees. It was absolutely insane.
Oh my God.
But for any of you who have never spent summer in the UK, it is a little bit aggressive because of how humid it is. Similar to Finland, I imagine.
True. Yeah, whenever it gets it never gets 37. Like when it's 28, 32 here, everyone's dying. It's like it's like being in purgatory.
Yeah. I would say that 28 in England is the same as like 36 in Madrid. Like it just feels the same. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's awful. But no, I went to the seaside in the UK last week. I went to a place called Cleethorpes, and I burned myself, even though it was only 22 degrees outside. Believe that. Terrible. I didn't wear any sun cream. I did the British thing.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Yeah, I did the British thing where I said, I don't need sun cream. I will be fine. And then I burned the bejesus out of my face and my arms and my chest.
Nice.
So, very intelligent. Very intelligent indeed. Have you been to the seaside?
In Finland.
Yeah.
Well, I technically live there, so...
No, but I mean, like, you know, like somewhere different.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah, that's true.
I've been to our summer cottage, so.
Ah, yes. Is it boiling? Is it roasty toasty where you are as well?
No.
Oh.
It's 21
That's the end
degrees.
of the episode. 21's not that bad. I think 21's nice. If you go to the seaside in the UK, it's kind of like going back in time 60 years. Because it's like, it really is the aesthetic, you know, the attitude people have towards the seaside, the way people dress. You just feel like you are in the 60s or the 50s. It's quite nice.
Oh.
I would recommend it. Have you ever been to the seaside in the UK?
No. Well, kind of. Because I used to go to university in Musselburgh, and that's technically, they have a beach and everything, so.
Ah. But did you go to the beach?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Was it nice?
Well, I mean, it was okay, but...
Yes. No Spain. No Spain.
Yeah, not Spain.
No. Well, that's the thing, you know, we can never have beaches as beautiful or as warm as literally everywhere else in the world. But, you know, what can you do?
Yeah.
We have to make do with what we've got, right? So, Anna, enough of this jibe about England. I'm sure that I will have plenty of stories to tell in the future. I did have a question to ask you today, though. Do you use any video streaming websites, like for movies or series or things like this?
Yes. I actually use several. I use all of them.
What do you use?
Everything that I can find. Well, at the moment, I mostly use HBO Max. I don't know if these are universal or just like in the Nordics, but HBO Max and Disney Plus and on occasion Netflix. You know, I don't have any series or anything that I follow on Netflix, so I tend not to use it much. What about you?
Yeah, no, I've heard of. To be honest with you, in England, I don't know because I don't live here. Every time I come back, there's new things that I have to get used to, and it's very confusing and disorienting. But I know in Spain, yeah, HBO is a big one. Amazon Prime, things like this. I have Netflix, but only because I refuse to pay for it, and I'm using someone else's account. Money saving tips. Don't tell Netflix, please. Thank you very much. And yes, I prefer to hijack your Disney Plus account to watch Hamilton. So that's what I like to do. But no, I'm not really somebody who watches a lot of TV shows, mainly because I don't have a TV.
Ah.
But no, I'm a bit of a tight person.
What?
I'm a tight person.
Oh. Yes?
What? What do you mean?
What
you don't know what tight means.
Yeah, no, I
was... basically, to be tight in British English means that you are very cheap. You don't like spending a lot of money.
Oh.
And it's most certainly true in my case when it comes to like video streaming websites. If I want to watch a movie or something like that, I am going to try for half an hour to find that movie for free online before I try on any other paid service. I am very cheap and I am very tight for these reasons. But yes. Would you consider yourself tight, Anna?
No.
No. Well, you know what? You don't know what it's like, all right? Us tight people, we have to suffer and struggle and work every day. We have to grind to find all of our free movies, our free pirated movies and video games. You don't understand the crimes. Okay, I don't. It's not a crime, right? I hope I'm not admitting to anything on a podcast. But yes, I use Netflix primarily, but I have used Amazon Prime as well because I do have a discount on that. So why would I not use it? But I did want to talk to you specifically about Netflix today, and perhaps the reason why so many people have decided to stop using Netflix. Why do you not use Netflix so much?
I don't use Netflix just because I can't find anything on it. All my favorite TV shows that I watch are on other services, and I feel like there was a point, I don't know if it's changed now, but there was a point where I just couldn't find anything on Netflix when I went like browsing, and on every other platform I could quite quickly find good things, so I just stopped using it.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that because I go in and out of liking Netflix. Maybe if there's a show, like one or two shows that I like, once I finish watching them, I'm just like, well, there's so much stuff on Netflix that none of it is particularly appealing to me. And I find that to be quite annoying. Mm-hmm.
I think because there are only like a few good things amidst like a bunch of bad things. It's not very enjoyable to browse.
Exactly. And if you do want to browse, you're going to spend at least 2 hours trying to find something that you want to watch.
Yeah.
What was the last thing you saw on Netflix?
Oh, I think I watched a Wait, I can't remember if it was Netflix. I think I watched a documentary about the Challenger. Yeah, it's a Netflix documentary. Yeah, I watched a documentary on the Challenger and I cried for like hours. Do you know what the Challenger is? I've
heard about the documentary. Is it good?
It's okay. I'm gonna say it's very American, so it's very dramatic. They've made it. I know it's a dramatic event, but they've made it unnecessarily theatrical. So it's like when the shuttle explodes and you just see like the crying parents and in the crowd, it's very obviously emotionally.
Yeah, please explain what happened in the disaster, because maybe some people don't know about it.
Yeah, so the Challenger was a space shuttle that blew up like 60 seconds after liftoff. So it was part of the American NASA space shuttle program. Wow. And they had a lot of problems. I think this particular one exploded because like there was a problem, something leaked in to the actual shuttle, I think, from the, I don't know any of the terminology in English, from the things that where the fire comes out of.
Yes, terrible. Never going to get C2 English at this rate, Anna, if you don't know your space shuttle terminology.
Yeah.
I would never be able to describe something like that. I'd be like, the thing is not connected to the thing, and then exploded. Easy.
Yeah.
But yes. Okay. So you watched a documentary. Good. I am watching a K-drama.
Oh.
It's happened to me again. I'm watching a K-drama, which I sincerely regret starting. In fact, it's not even true. That's a lie. I'm watching 2 K-dramas, 2 of them at the same time.
Oh my god, what has happened to you?
This is how I know. I've lost my mind. I remember I used to watch, for anybody that's curious, a K-drama is a Korean drama. And Korean dramas are just, they're quite famous and infamous in a variety of ways, no?
Yeah.
The production value is always quite good. The story is always absolutely ridiculous. and the characters are always very sexy. and that's, it's something where I remember when I was younger, it's so easy to fall in love with the characters, with the story. But it's easy also to sort of get out of the habit of watching them, because you just think, this is an addiction, this is like drugs, I have to stop watching this. But I've started watching 2 of them. One of them is called Extraordinary Attorney Woo Young-woo, and she is an attorney who has autism. I was going to binge it. Oh, I'm sorry, I should describe this binging. Everybody talks about binging these days. To binge something is to do something all at once. So binge drinking is to drink lots and lots of alcohol all at once. Binge watching is to watch a whole series in one day or something like this. So I was going to binge this series, and then I got to episode 5, and then it said the next episode is available next week, and I was like, what? I'm not waiting that long. I can't do that. So I was very upset. Very, very upset indeed. Broke my heart. And then the second one is even worse. I have to tell you about this. It's insane. So basically, it's about a woman from South Korea who goes paragliding, and she does it in the middle of a natural disaster. She doesn't do it intentionally. She goes paragliding, and then suddenly there's a tornado, and then she arrives in North Korea.
Ah, yes, I know that one.
You know it, yeah, and it's called Crash Landing on You. It's the stupidest name ever. But you know what? For the first 2 episodes, I thought, oh my god, this is extremely distasteful. Surely this is offensive to somebody. And then I looked at the reviews, and it was 8.7 out of 10, 9 out of 10, and I was like, what?
Do you think North Koreans know that it exists? Do you think they watch it?
I keep asking myself that question. I keep thinking, because they have to have specialists, no? They have to have, because they teach you a lot of things about what life is like in North Korea at the same time. So, because, for example, the dialect is different, the words that they use are completely different. There's rules about propaganda, and there's rules about, etiquette and the way that the people live, that live in different villages in North Korea. And if it's true, it's interesting, but because it's a K-drama, I don't trust it. I don't know. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah. That's the problem with K-dramas. You never know. They're so I don't even know what word to use to describe K-dramas. They're ridiculous. They're good, but they're ridiculous. Nuts, if you will.
Crazy. They're absolutely nuts. And you know what, though? I love them. Love them. So now I am 100% addicted. So thank you, Netflix. You are doing me a favour by showing me these just ridiculous TV shows. But yes. So the reason why I bring this up with you today is because, as I mentioned to you before, 1 million subscribers have left the platform.
1 million?
it's a huge amount of people have decided to stop paying for the service. Why do you think they've done that?
I don't know. Like, honestly, I would too if I wasn't using my parents' account, you know? I think, like, in my personal opinion, I just think there's too much bad stuff. You know, it's not enjoyable to search for things because you, like, with, for example, HBO, you have, like, a certain guarantee of quality, you know? Whereas I feel like on Netflix, you have so many bad films, so many bad TV shows that you just, it's exhausting to try and find something, and then, like, there's a 70-80% chance it's going to be bad. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's just that there are so many other options now that people are finally realizing that, oh, maybe I don't need my Netflix subscription anymore, you know?
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. There's so many different options now, and there's so many things that Netflix doesn't have access to that are good quality. I've told you recently that I've been watching The Good Doctor, which is a really cool show about a man who is a surgeon at a hospital, but he has autism. And this is not the first thing that I've... Curious. But he's really cool because, like, every episode is really cool because there's, like, different, you know, they somehow manage to incorporate it every time. It's quite interesting. But I recently discovered that there is going to be, or that there is a 5th season of this show. But only 4 of the seasons are available on Netflix. Because the ownership of the series has, I don't know if it's changed or something, but Netflix isn't capable of obtaining the 5th season, nor the 6th season, which comes out in a couple of weeks, I think it is.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So imagine my sadness when I got to the end of the 4th season, and I was like, oh my god, there's a 5th season. No, there isn't. Not for you. You have to pay for, I think it was, I think it was HBO.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I noticed with a lot of TV shows that I was watching. Like, over the years, they've kind of disappeared from Netflix. Like, some of them even, I remember, so The Originals is a TV show that I quite like. It's a spin-off of The Vampire Diaries, which I don't like anymore. I don't like The Vampire Diaries anymore. I used to love it, but they have a spin-off, The Originals. It's very good, and it used to be on Netflix. Like, seasons 1 to 4 used to be on Netflix. Then number 1 disappeared, so they only had seasons 2 to 4. And I was a bit like, okay. And then they just all disappeared, and now they've all shown up on HBO. Same happened with Supernatural when I was watching it. It just disappeared from Netflix and then showed up. So. Oh, I love it.
So British. Oh, I love it. Yes. Yeah, I think people are just feeling a little bit disappointed in the service, no? And I think if something is just gradually disappearing, or something that you really enjoy watching has gone, what's the point in paying for the service anymore? Why am I paying for, like, half a service? I mean, I'm not paying for it, but why would anybody pay for half a service, or to pay for 4 series and then not get the last one, or pay for, you know, the rest of the series but not get the first season? It's like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's really weird. I think also the regional differences annoy me, because Finnish Netflix has been notoriously really bad.
Spanish Netflix is awful.
Yeah, when I used to go on, like when I moved to Scotland, I was like, what? What is this, like, variety of things, you know? And obviously it's gone downhill since, but then it was good in the UK. It was not good in Finland. And I remember we had, like, seasons 3 and 4 of Sherlock, and I thought that was so weird. Like, we didn't have 1 or 2, and we just had 3 and 4.
It's not right though, is it? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, like, in the case of, you know, crossing regions and countries and things like that, I've never understood why the licensing agreements would be so different, to the point where it's almost like there's no point having an account in places like Spain or Finland, and it's only valuable to have an account in the UK. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's really silly. It's almost like favoritism.
Yeah, exactly. It's really frustrating because obviously you can use like VPNs and stuff, but that's, you don't want to be doing
It's another
that.
subscription. Yeah, it's like, what's the point? Come on. I don't want to have to pay so much money all the time for seemingly no particular reason.
Yeah, exactly. I think what Netflix tried to be too ambitious. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had all these, like, local Netflixes, the regional differences, and then they got so many things, and they had their own productions. And I think if they made it cheaper and they got rid of, like, the majority of the things on Netflix and just had, like, their own stuff and some other things, I think it could be quite nice. I think it's just over, like, it's cluttered now. They need a decluttering. Who's that Japanese woman who does the decluttering things?
Marie Kondo, yes. They need to send her in and be like, right, none of these series spark joy, get out. These series spark joy, they can stay. That's genius. That's a good point. I do like that woman. Yeah. If you're going to watch anything on Netflix, I'm pretty sure Marie Kondo is still on Netflix.
Yeah, ironically.
I love it when she makes all the Americans cry because they have a messy house. Oh, it's so funny. So funny.
Oh,
like, because it's always Americans, isn't it? Like, the way they do the TV shows where it gets very emotional and these different things. So funny to me. But it's it cracks me up. Just the way that, like, oh my God, Maria, you're right. Like, my house has too many socks in it. And Maria's just like, yes. She's so rich, It's like a millionaire for cleaning. Amazing.
Yeah, just from throwing stuff out. I mean, it's more difficult than it seems. Like, I can never throw anything out.
Yeah. I've been back home for like a week, and my parents have been like, Emily, there's a lot of like old clothes in your room. We want you, if you want to sort of get rid of or donate some of it. And I'm like, I don't even live here, and I don't know what to get rid of. I don't know what to send away. It's
like you haven't been missing any of it when you've been in Spain, but now suddenly you don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah, and it's like I can't have my cake and eat it too. I can't have both of these situations and be okay with both of them. So I have to I keep using expressions and then not explaining them. I was about to say I have to bite the bullet. I have to make the decision and just do it, right? But it is a pain in the butt for me. But anyways, according to the BBC, there are two main reasons why people are not interested in going with Netflix anymore. The first one is that the cost has recently increased for a variety of places, where the price has gone up, for example, in the UK by £1 per month, which doesn't sound like a lot, but, it all adds up if you're paying for all these other services as well, and you're not using it very often.
Yeah, and it's just the fact that it's gone up. It doesn't even matter if it's £1 or £2, it, like, just the idea of it going up is not very nice.
Yeah, exactly. Something I think is another solid reason is the fact that they are trying to be more strict on people who are sharing their plans with other people. To me, seems very counterproductive, because you're only going to find people that are just going to search for alternatives because you have annoyed them, not for any other particular reason.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like everyone does it. And Netflix knows everyone does it. And, like, I don't know. Like, if I suddenly couldn't use my parents' Netflix account, I would not get my own one.
No, exactly. Me neither. I don't think I have any interest in, spending that much money. Because I don't use it enough, I don't think, to warrant paying, I think, how much is it? £11 a month or something like this?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not doing that, I'm afraid. No way. no way.
Yeah.
Another reason that they have given, which I think is more interesting, and perhaps you'll disagree with this, is that people, or young people particularly, are becoming less and less interested in video streaming services.
Oh.
What do we think?
To be honest, to an extent, I think yes. Because I think, like, my love for films and TV shows comes from, well, I'm just interested in it. You know, I used to study film. I'm just interested in them. But I think a big part of it is that I remember when I was a kid, we used to watch everything on TV, obviously, because we didn't have any of these things. God, I'm old. Oh, shit. Anyway, but we used to always watch these, and it was always like, oh, Tuesday, 9 p.m, we have this show on. You know, it used to be like a family thing. And I've gotten into the habit of watching things. You know, in the evening after I've done everything, I'll just watch an episode of something. Or binge something, as you said earlier. And I think,
Mainly.
you know, these days, kids don't watch TV like that. You know, it's not a routine anymore, because you can watch everything at any point, you know. You don't have to schedule your life around the 9 p.m., you know, 9 p.m. film or TV show. And I think people are more interested in social media and, like, YouTube and, I mean, kids.
It's true, yeah. Yeah, kids, and I also think young people, I think if you find a content creator that you enjoy, then you're more likely to follow them and their consistent content that is more or less on demand. Because, oh God, what a funny expression. You know, I remember back when they were advertising on-demand television. You can watch any TV show whenever you want. And everybody was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Now the internet has facilitated that so much. On-demand TV is just like expected by people, which is not healthy either, is it?
And it's only going to become quicker, you know, downloading films and TV shows and watching them, because they're deploying some new satellites. I mean, at some point in the future, it'll take a minute to download a whole film on your phone. So...
Yes, please. I think that would be great. I wouldn't mind. But I think that with Netflix, they're trying to adapt to younger people at the same time, because they know something is going wrong. But what is actually happening is that in order to combat everything that we've said, you know, the increase in prices, the strictness of the channels and all of these different things and sharing plans, they've decided to create a new, cheaper plan that includes advertisements. Which to me it completely defeats the point of Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm tired of adverts, but I don't see why this is necessary.
Yeah, I don't understand. Maybe they could consider, like, you know, those like anime subscription things like Crunchyroll, and like things where you can find Asian TV shows like Viki, stuff like that. They have like two types of plans. One is very cheap, but you only get certain TV shows and certain films, and then you have like a more expensive plan which covers the entire thing, that you have so much more stuff. Like, I think having advertisements and paying for something, it's just, it wouldn't, like, I would never get that subscription. I would just then watch stuff on TV. You know, it's just...
Exactly. I think the problem is, I like your idea, but the problem is that, you know, we're always running the risk that all of this can be found for free on the internet regardless of your Netflix account. So I think that having a limited profile would be all well and good, but for example, you know, your limited profile doesn't... You remember when Squid Game was really popular, and if you had a limited profile, it didn't include Squid Game. I mean, you can find that for free online on any other website. It was, you know, getting streamed by all of these dangerous virus-filled websites that people use for free. So I don't think that there is one solution that fits this problem that Netflix has. The only thing that I would say to them is that the service should be unified. I think that every country should receive the same, even if it is expensive. You know, Netflix is so willing to throw their money at literally any series. All of these terrible Netflix originals that we see every single day. I think that they should be able to spend some money on unifying the content across all the countries as well. Because I'm not paying for a VPN. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. They should be unified. And I also think they should find their, not niche, but they should find something that they focus on. Because if you think about like HBO Max, for example, or Disney Plus, they have their things. Like Disney Plus has all the Marvel things, you know, the Star Wars franchise, the Disney stuff, and some of the things that you can find on Star, I think it's called. It's the service that you have on Disney Plus that has films and like other stuff that's not Disney per se. I think the problem with Netflix is that they're trying to be so broad that they just end up being messy. You know, they end up trying to cater for everyone and everything. Like, people will find their own things, you know. Some people like HBO stuff, some people like... And after HBO and I think it's... What is it called? Like Warner? Canal Warner? CW, anyway. HBO and CW are... Yeah, CW and HBO are together, so you can find CW shows on HBO. So it's like Netflix doesn't have its own thing, you know? It's trying to cater for too many people, I think.
Yes, absolutely. You said the word niche then. What does that mean?
Niche. It's like... oh, God, you explain it. You'll explain it better than I...
Yes, a niche is like a unique selling point. So when we're talking about business in school, we always learn about a unique selling point. But another way of saying that is a niche, something that makes you stand out and look sort of special in comparison to other services. So yeah, I agree with you. But yes, I feel like this has become a bit of a open letter to Netflix. Fix it, all right? We're waiting. Okay. Oh, God. Do you think we have enough influence for Netflix to listen to us, or do you think that we're both going to get our accounts blocked now?
I think Netflix will definitely listen to us, and they will improve everything, and they will hire us as marketing specialists.
My dream! Yay! Okay. Well, I can only hope that these things change in the future. But guys, I have to give you some recommendations too. In fact, Anna, I don't know if you know this, maybe you do, but one of my students recommended for language learning a network called Ororo, Ororo, and you basically pay for specific channels, series, TV shows, and sort of radio shows that are specifically chosen for improving your English. So I think that there was like the Ellen DeGeneres show, there was the late night one with James Corden. There was like some YouTube channels as well that have started uploading their content exclusively on this network. I thought it was really awesome though, so I had a little look and I can't help but recommend it to others as well. So take a look if you're looking for something to study with.
Yeah, take a look, guys.
Don't use Netflix, too expensive. Anyways, okay, we have to stop with the propaganda. It's getting a bit too scary now. Yeah. But thank you very much for coming and listening to this rant and complaint about streaming services. And we hope to see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment below if you have any questions related to the topic, and we will try our best to respond to you. Please subscribe to the channel for a new podcast episode every Saturday, as well as essential tips during the week. See you next time!